Hello and welcome, football fans, Michigan Panthers fans, UFL fans, college football fans, Canadian Football League fans, hell, we'll even take NFL fans. Welcome here to the Panthers podcast, episode number 3.
You're in the jungle now, baby.
Welcome. I already know what you're thinking. I can read minds, folks. Who is that mustachioed man screaming about spring football in my ear? Well, I am FBI Tugboat.
You ever made out with a tugboat?
I am your host of the Panthers podcast. Appreciate you guys watching. This is going to be another, recap, preview episode here of the Panthers podcast, a little gambling section on the end. We will, again, be minimalizing the wager talk, the gambling talk, whatnot, during the regular season, during the regular part of the episode. Without further ado, let's get on into our top X. As we said, review. Week number 4, Michigan Panthers visiting the San Antonio Brahmas. Standout stats from that game. We'll be awarding our player of the game. Week 5 preview with Michigan Panthers visiting the Memphis Showboats, a USFL divisional matchup there. We'll get into it. Let's go ahead and take a look. Some of our highlights here. Just take a look. This is mostly Michigan Panthers highlights, so it's not going to be super long. This was a fantastic fake. I'm going to talk a whole lot more about how I think that we did it at times. We did not do it at times. Something else to note here, folks. We're the least penalized team in the UFL coming into this game. Speaking of the superlatives, 3 teams after this week stay perfect on the kickoffs, right? There's us, there's DC, and the Brahmas. EJ Perry getting a little bit of scramble right here. Love Colburn. I thought it was Wes Hills completely coming into this year. It has been Colburn thus far. Brutal. That's what happens when San Antonio just figures this out. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Good fumble. Good forced fumble. Good fumble recovery from the San Antonio freaking defense.
Taking it from Colburn for the turnover. And they got...
Yep, they're just marching their way down the field. This is kind of what I was talking about. Like, they would even have, like, the slate, like, just perfectly right in front of them, writing on the wall, and we still wouldn't be able to stop them, right? First down rush for, like, 5 or 6 yards. Second play, a bomb. This was the fantastic pick. That was truly amazing. Really like that. Skip around to the next. I think it's about right. Ah, God damn it. Sorry.
If you get the first 8 points, you might think about going for 3.
Think about going for 3? Marcus freaking Sims, bro. You forgot about the Marcus Sims factor.
But the safety is going to bite when he thinks Etling is going to stop and run the ball.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, a perfect throw, perfect catch, just methodical right there at that point. Unfortunately, folks, that's going to be the end of the highlights right there. Perry just had no time at all in this game. Perry would go on to get injured. Danny Etling, as you can see here from some of the stats, would come in and not do a terrible job. Honestly. Perry stays really good with the completion ratio, but I mean 1,105, not great, especially given what we were able to do with it. Single touchdown, single Jake Bates field goal. We would just be super up and down throughout this entire game. We'd have great flashy plays and then followed up with just terrible performance. This is not something that I can blame on like a difference in time of possession as well. That is almost as evenly split as you can get. We'll call it 29 minutes and 31 minutes. That is, like I said, about as easy as you get. As far as obvious play calls as well, I feel like Wade Phillips, they would. I laid it out earlier, right? First down run. It was McFarland that I was really worried about, previously and whatnot. Lovett, John Lovett right here. Just absolute bailout factor all the way through. I could have sworn he had more than that. Oh yeah, so only 3 right here. Got target on 3, caught 3. Okay, so I mean, this was just consistent first down territory. Run, get 4 or 5 yards or so, second, and then that allows you for 2 plays before you even think about a fourth down to go forth and consider like. Well, we have 2 shots. Why wouldn't I go down the field, especially against a Michigan defense that was playing like this? Speaking of, defense, I don't think we got what. Oh yeah, got 1 sack right there versus 6. Good God, offensive line and defensive line just night and day. Nolan, man, given that we have the 4th and 12 trick play at the end of these games and stuff like that, not going for it, especially in a game when you need to make a statement. We're going to the Alamo Dome, and not going for it on 4th and 1, but then later going for it on the trick play with 4th and 3, giving Wes Hills the ball, and that was far and away. Yeah, right here. Good God, look at this, guys. 4 attempts, 25 yards. Longest is 24. That means on 3 attempts he got 1 yard. Right? Obviously, a couple of those negative. Probably one of them, being like 5 or 6 yards or something like this, and the rest being like negative 2 or 3. Absolutely insane. These are not sustainable numbers. These are not sustainable numbers. I know I always say that.
The numbers, basically. What do they mean?
I'm trying to tell you what they mean. And also, no field goal. There was no single field goal attempt from Jake Bate. Like throughout this first quarter, we had a couple of different opportunities to kick. I believe on the 51 and then like the 57. Now, I could see maybe not the 57, but why not the 51 at that point? Like you're taking risks right here. This could have very easily been a 15-19 game going into the last 5 minutes or so, and that is a quantifiably different game, right? That's San Antonio taking risks. That's San Antonio trying to get like a field goal instead of touchdowns at certain points. Whatever. That's the kind of theory crafting you can't always do because it's like, oh well, if we'd have done this and they would have done this, whatever. This could have been a different game, or at least a mildly higher scoring game. Obviously, 19-9, 20. What is that? 8. Quick math. Not particularly high as well. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, let's go ahead, take a look at, the standout stats right here. That's this one, yeah. So, good God, guys. John Trey Kirkland, Justin Smith, you guys are insane. Also, this is kind of funny. This is one of the first times you'll see a solo quarterback stat given like all these trick plays with John Trey Kirkland. I know what I said last week, guys. I know what I said. You guys can all hold me to it. I said nobody is going to get an easier game against the San Antonio Brahmas. I was just completely take that, rub it right in the face, dude. Rub it right in the face. We got almost nothing going in the entire first half, right? The Marcus Sims touchdown at the very, very end. What was the only thing that saved us? Also, I think we went for 2 there. In a situation where you probably want to go by 3, given that 6 and then 1 is just so much easier, and getting 2, going for 2 on this one, making and then going for 2 on another theoretical touchdown that we would have gotten, went for it to try and tie the game or whatever else like that. John Trey Kirkland, Justin Smith, both 100 yards. The San Antonio defense, again, 6 freaking sacks right here. That is just unsustainable in every way, shape, and form. Average yards per completion, 11.5. Crazy stuff. They had way more plays than us as well. We did get that 4th down conversion, but then you take the story on over to the 3rd down conversions. Absolutely horrible. Obviously, 2 of those, 2 on 11, 2 of those were part of those first downs there for the 13 total. Penalties as well. It may not seem like a lot, the 6 on 48, and I'm not saying anything. I'm not complaining about the referees right here. We did this to ourselves. There was a couple that might have been a little bit questionable, whatever. It's not just the fact that we had 6. They were at like incredibly crucial times. If this was 6 for 48 with a third stat of like how many yards we lost on penalties being accepted, then I don't even know. It would be more than 48, though. How about that? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I really think that not using baits, you know what I'm saying?
Magic legs.
And going forth and trying to get 3 at a time on the board. Like, this is how we eked out wins. That is how we beat the St. Louis Battlehawks, right? The pretty definitive hands down number 2 in the league, especially after last week with DC and Birmingham and the absolute the Birmingham monsoon down there. What was an hour and a half delay? Honestly, can we keep doing this? Like, can this mistake, can this thing that nobody predicted, this delay of an hour and a half, show us that holy shit, why would we ever have these games at the same time, guys? This is, if there was 8 games going on at the same time, even 6 games, even 4 games going on at the same time, do it like NFL Red Zone, right? NFL Red Zone is so insanely popular for a reason, folks. Now when they have 7 games on there, it's literally just red zone drives and touchdowns and stuff like that. It's a little like, okay, it's a little feeding into the fantasy football mentality. The like, oh, this is the only reason why I'm here. Well, I mean, yes, we'll have our gambling segment in a bit, but I love this league. I love these teams, and I want to watch these teams play. Having, or just a double box. Have a double box that we can pay like $5 a game for or something like that. I don't understand, dude. And I'm not the first person to complain about certain aspects of this league when it comes to getting eyes on the league. Is that clear enough without being clear enough for anybody who's in the UFL know recently and saw Twitter and Reddit and other content creators this last week? My goodness, San Antonio, what is your PR team doing, man? What is your PR team doing? It's like they don't want eyes on the league. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And of course, as I said, not a whole lot of highlights to be had for the Michigan Panthers. Let's take a look at Player of the Week. Well, that should be obvious right there. Kai Nakua, that interception in the red zone there. That's what we need. That is sustainable, right? That's what we need, especially when we're talking about consistency. And this was an opportunity for a turning point within the game, right? San Antonio gets this. San Antonio gets this, right? The interception doesn't happen, and it's just a single play right there. Then this is a double-digit, or wait, well, I guess it is double-digit. It is more than a double-digit game. It is insurmountable, and there's nothing that we can do at that point. But yeah, big shout-out, Kai Nakua, right here. Let's go on along to the Week 5 preview. Your Michigan Panthers, traveling on along to Memphis, to Memphis, Tennessee. This will be 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. This game will be on Fox. Michigan coming into town, mild underdogs, +2. Who said that? Who said that? I said no gambling talk towards the end. We're just using to quantify it for you folks. +2 right there, right? So expected to lose by 2 or less, or of course win a relatively close game. That's what I'm trying to say here. Before we hop into this, let's talk a little bit about the transactions that were tweeted out 2 days ago. The ones that pertain to this game, of course, are Michigan and Memphis. So first and foremost, right here, Jordan Sewell. Realized this guy had not been a powerhouse. He's not the Trey Quinn. He's not the Marcus Sims, right? He's not the clear number 1 or number 2. But Jordan Sewell was there when we really needed him to. I believe 4 receptions and 8 targets for like a little bit less than 100 yards. Like no tutties or nothing like that. Didn't really get involved in special teams as well. But we gotta bring somebody else in. We gotta bring somebody else in, and that is what I was thinking about. Right, Chonder. This is 20 hours ago. This is 6:15 last night. Where we at? Gavin Holmes. Gavin Holmes coming in from Baylor, of course. Memphis dropped the safety, Christian McFarlane, picked up a corner that was DJ Daniel. Both DJ Daniel and the man, where does it just at? There you go. DJ Daniel and Gavin Holmes will be on inactive rosters as they're coming in. Obviously, this could change. We will see how that goes later on within the weeks and whatnot. As it is, folks. As it is, I want to run it back with the worst call I have had in the UFL this season so far, with the no one will ever get an easier game coming from this team that just lost their quarterback. Gun to the head, if you just said, oh, hey, San Antonio, Chase Garbers, Quentin Dormady coming in to fill for him, or Troy Williams coming in to fill for Case Cookus, a team that has been anemic running the ball, right? Yeah. Anemic running the ball, 7th in rushing right there. And I mean, Papali, the leading tower up, Papali, they're actually last in passing as well. This is by yardage. They're I guess tied for 4th right there for touchdown. So, hey, that works for us. That works for us because we are out here 5th overall on that, 5th overall for passing, and the rushing just being a little bit more. This last week, San Antonio, I mean, San Antonio thrashed us. I have no qualm saying that whatsoever. I can call it like I see it. You know what I'm saying? I can call it like I see it. San Antonio thrashed us. Wade Phillips, I think there's like a couple of clips are just getting funnier and funnier of like kind of like the confusion sort of. I loved his sideline interview. Like when the guy was coming up asking him, was like, "Bro, I'm in the middle of coaching a football game right now. Like I know that you know that because you're coming up to me and I'm the head coach and you have to know that I'm the head coach. Why are you asking me this question right now? Like just coming in, just doubting the man right there. There's other things, dude. That I will never ever forget. John DeFilippo freaking out with he can't take it back. He can't take it back. Oh, Wade Phillips. Oh, you funny man. A lot of respect for the man, but you gotta laugh when something's funny, folks. That's what I always say. Anyway, we're fifth in total D, 5th in passing, 4th in rushing. Memphis is the worst total offense, next to worst total offense, and next to worst total offense passing. A little bit better when it comes to the. Wait, gosh darn it. Sorry about that, guys. Sixth, next to last when it comes to passing. Rushing 7th to last overall. They are dead last. Outside the Houston Roughnecks, if Senate had been in for all 4 games, this would be quadruple digits right here from the Houston Roughnecks. Speaking of Houston Roughnecks, shout out to them for rocketing out of the 8th place in my personal power rankings here. And that is no slight to Memphis either. We'll get into power rankings and stuff like this, but Memphis is. I wanted this team to be great. I think maybe at the beginning of the bidding segment. I'm not sure, but I think halfway through. That'd be perfect. Halfway through, I'm going to do the charts. Like these are the teams that did exactly what I expected. These are the teams I don't know who they are. These are the teams that are doing well and I expect a lot more from them. And these are the teams that have shit the bed in every way, shape, and form, every stat that you present, every skill position, every in every way. Well, how about we get to that when we get there? Taking a look at this, honestly, folks, no Perry might be a good thing. Taking a look at the rushing defense right here, they're pretty darn good. Third in the league. When it comes to yards allowed, they have allowed 4 touchdowns. The Stallions have not done that one yet. That's pretty impressive, actually. But what I'm saying is Etling can run. E.J. Perry also has the most rushing touchdowns in the league so far for a reason. He will not be playing in this game. I'm totally cool relying way more on a passing defense here against the Memphis Showboats with Danny Etling slinging the rock against a Memphis Showboat squad that is 4th in the total league, allowing almost 10 yards per pass and hands down. 8th the most. St. Louis and Brahmas both tied right there for first when it comes to defending passing touchdowns. No Cookus is definitely great for us, folks. Take a look at our passing defense, right? It is 6th right now, and Troy Williams is going to help us with that, right? Troy Williams is also not, you're not just going to be able to snap your fingers in this game and just reinvent your offensive line. We did not see a whole lot of changes coming in through there. We did see, I believe, a center coming out and a middle linebacker, center coming out and the left tackle coming in, I believe, for Memphis. Those are on the communications department. I'll acknowledge that a little bit later. As it is, again, you cannot just snap your fingers and have new quarterback, and then that new quarterback also get the protection from the O-line. Now, fat caveat here, Case Cookus was not doing them a whole lot of favors, just consistently running out of the pocket when they have created this for him. Logic would follow. You sit there and you throw the rock. Now, if you need to spin out and try and get a run going, cool, but then he would spin out from the pocket and just go forth and try and get this cross-body pass going. I get it. Everybody wants to make a clip here, right? Well, we can't all have 8.9 million followers or subs on YouTube, right? That's just not going to happen all the time, right? And especially when you're playing in a game like this one, this is not something that you can rely on whatsoever. Case Cook is not known. He is known for his game management and his arm. He is not known for his legs. Our offensive line needs work. Again, those 6 sacks in the previous one. Memphis 3rd in rushing. West Hills, Colbert. We need to get these guys involved, but these need to be more like pressure relief valves. Also, Memphis has allowed 50% on the. Where was it at? 50% on the 3rd down conversions. That is pretty bad. That is. Well, hang on. Where's that? 50% on third down conversions. Yes, last in the league, hands down the most. We are basically tied with the San Antonio Brahmas, 34-7, 34-8 right there. Taking a look at what Memphis can do, though. Memphis has the most fumbled recovers, like forced fumbles for recoveries, and 2 interceptions, which is a four-way tie or something like that. For a second, the most, of course, is 3. They also have the most. Is it right here? I just had it. Conversions, maybe? With the points off of... Oh, here we go. Turnovers, that's what it is. Points off of turnovers, hands down the most. 16 right here. That was what partially the scoop and score in the very, very first game, which was electrifying and whatnot. But these are things we need to manage, right? If we're looking at this game, these are things we need to take a look at and just stop with the turnovers, right? EJ Perry right there, like he didn't even see the guy coming in. They got the touchdown against him, forced that fumble and whatnot, but it shouldn't even have been there for long enough. And again, offensive line support would have been a different story through and through. Taking a look now, your schedule coming on in here. As you see, we are 2-2. Second away game coming up. We're traveling on into Memphis, right on back to Detroit and Ford Field against the Arlington Renegades, playing at DC. Now, DC has never been defeated at home. They are playing the St. Louis Battlehawks, which is, in my opinion, the second best team in the league right here. St. Louis was not able to do it last year. DC is also not the same team that it was last year, so we'll really see what the Rock is cooking there in Audi Field, in that MLS stadium where we arguably should all be playing in some way, shape, or form, outside of like the smaller football stadiums and whatnot. Just tracking these +2 against Memphis. Honestly, this is how they deal with it. How they deal with Case Cookus and how they deal with being 1-3 right now, knowing that if they take another L within the UFL, then they, especially to us, right? Birmingham's in. If they do it to us, then they don't really have anything to worry about Houston. But this could be, like, theoretically the end of their season, given how playoffs are going if we beat them this week. Sorry. My camera overheated. Taking a look, yeah. So if we can make a statement against the Memphis Showboats this weekend, that will be not only a turning point in our season, right? Exactly halfway through, finish 3-2 with only a couple truly hard games towards the end, and it'll really make a case for us to go forth, take the USFL side of the division and push it to the playoffs, where we will face almost certainly the Birmingham Stallions. No opinion on that game. No opinion on that game as of right now. That's week 5. This upcoming weekend, the 27th. Or 28th, excuse me. Week 6, Arlington Renegades, 0-4. Might find a dub this weekend. We are going to their house. Also, Texas teams, they have been super up and down on showing out, right? Especially Arlington. Also looking at you, San Antonio. You guys, you have no other sports teams, right? You got the Utah Jazz. Wow, you have the San Antonio Spurs. Excuse me, you have the San Antonio Spurs, and I know that you guys love football. You guys turn out 4 times. What, it was like 11,000 or something like that in Alamo Dome last week. You guys turn the F out for high school football, which I can dig. You know the players and stuff like that. Well, you have Quentin Dormady right there. He was born and raised in San Antonio, basically baptized in the Riverwalk down there in San Antonio, right? Any hoodles, gotta have some attendance out here. I feel good about the Michigan Panthers going here. Yes, it's away. Yes, it's at a stadium. It's in Arlington, and they just don't come out as much. DC, so when improving us to 4-2 at DC week 7, especially because I think that DC is one of those teams, like, I don't know who they are. Who is the Jordan Teama? Who are these people? Right? I have no idea who they are. Been super up and down. Yes, it was a monsoon in Birmingham last week. Yes, DC only lost on a walk-off field goal, right? By that new guy at Birmingham, Amid. I can't remember his name exactly, excuse me. Absolutely great. Got signed like 4 days beforehand and just knocked him down. Obviously, Birmingham would go on to win that game, stay perfect, like I think a 10-game run from last season into this one to beat DC. I am chalking this one up as an L, though, 100%. I'm not gonna front too much, folks. I think DC at home is a team to deal with. Their defenses looked better I think that their offense is a powerhouse as well, but Michigan will deal with them way, way, way differently than, say, the St. Louis Battlehawks this weekend. I'd like Battlehawks is just all gas, no brakes. Defense way, way more middling. Offense just firing on all cylinders. AJ McCarron is that dude. Let me zoom this in a little bit. There we go. So win, loss for us to go to 4-3. Either of these could be like. I'm just saying if you have two matches, well, with the Memphis Showboats, one of them can be easily chalked up to a loss, whether that's this one or here. I just think you flip the coin twice, it's going to come up Showboats at least one of those times. So I'll count one of these as a loss and one of these as a win, so that'd be overall win for 4-4. Right here, Houston, even at Houston, again, you guys do kind of show out sometimes. Houston is not looking too great, and I think at that point there will be assistance. That was at home right there. That'll be the another 2-game stretch for us playing away. Not 100% certain about that one, guys. I do think we probably finish the season 5-5, maybe 6-4 if we can find 2 dubs against the Showboats, or turn this game around here, the Week 7 game at DC and whatnot. But 5-5, I think, is a pretty reasonable place to go forth and expect our Michigan Panthers to finish the season at. I also think that that would be enough, right? Memphis has only gotten 1 dub so far, and I mean the Houston Roughnecks also got their dub. I don't really see this. I don't really see either of those teams. What we've seen based on the first half of this season, and with Cookus going down, with Troy Williams coming in, I don't see either of those. I don't see Memphis bringing it back within the next 2 games, which they really need to save their season. And I don't see, even with Sinnott, Sinnott can spin it. Love that. I love that from Ace, by the way. Guys, go check out the UFL, or UFM, excuse me, United Football Media Group. Fantastic folks. I don't see Sinnott spinning it so well to have the perfect rest of the season, especially because they have to play Birmingham again. I just don't see that. They have to play us. They have to play Birmingham. They have to play Memphis one more time as well. Don't see that happening. I think they've already played the Battlehawks. I should probably have that information up in front of me. Oh well. Folks, want to thank you for watching. This has been the Panthers Podcast. Gambling segment coming up next. Go ahead, like, subscribe at FBI Tugboat. At FBI_Tugboat. Literally everywhere. Instagram, Twitch, Discord, Twitter, all up there in the top left corner and whatnot. Guys, please follow the UFM, the United Football Media Group, Ace, Josh over there, the San Antonio Brahmas, the captain, my captain, with the Memphis Showboats, Buck and Scout getting it done over there in Birmingham. Webb and the man, Alex, right, the former player and current coach, I believe, doing it for the DC Defenders show. I know they are pretty happy. I mean, taking Birmingham to even a couple of points. I think any team in this league would be really happy about that. Now for the shout-outs, guys. Follow, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff that I've heard a billion times, never really said myself. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try and release review episodes on Tuesdays and betting segments on Fridays. I did not do it this week. I'm also very busy the next couple of weeks flying around for casting, commentary stuff. Anybody, if you didn't know, I'm an announcer. I go around commentating esports and plenty of traditional sports as well. Who knows? Maybe you see me on the UFL game sometime soon. That would be amazing. Appreciate you guys watching. Tune in again soon.